If you're trying to grow your business through outreach, you've probably asked yourself this question before. Should I be sending cold emails or connecting on LinkedIn? Different gurus will give you different answers. Hormozi claims to have saved his business by using cold email, while Gary Vee says he grew his business only on LinkedIn. So who the hell should you believe? Well, that's exactly what I'm about to answer for you. By the end of this video, you will know exactly how to generate more leads based on the outreach strategy that is best. And there is a clear winner. For years, cold email was the golden standard. Everyone swore by it, but something's changed. Email inboxes are overflowing, spam filters are more aggressive than ever, and getting your message seen, let alone to replied, feels impossible. Meanwhile, LinkedIn has evolved from a simple resume database into a powerful outreach tool. I know this because I've tried it. By working with a variety of businesses in every different market sector and trying every trick in the book, I've learned exactly what you have to be doing to win the outreach game on LinkedIn. And now it's giving me 8 to 10 times higher response rates than all other cold outreach methods for the same price. That sounds a bit odd, I'm sure, and I know what you're thinking. But Jordan, LinkedIn has been around for ages. What makes it better? Well, you'd be right if I was talking about the same outreach methods that your dad used in 2010. But that's not the case. Let me share some real data from our recent campaigns. Our cold email campaign averages about 1 to 5% reply rates. Our LinkedIn campaign consistently delivers 20 to 40% reply rates. LinkedIn outreach is generating 8 to 10 times higher engagement. Crazy, right? But before you delete your email account, let's break down exactly why this shift is happening and how you should adjust your strategy. So, what should you avoid? And how can you guarantee most leads with the least amount of time and effort? What is the problem with cold email? To cut it short, cold email is not what it used to be. I wish it was still in its glory days because it would have saved me thousands of dollars and hours of testing and developing new strategies. But hey, I don't make the rules, I'm just stating the facts. The average professional receives over 100 emails daily, and if you're a big shot CEO, you're probably getting even more. Your carefully crafted message is competing with dozens of others, all begging for the attention of an increasingly crowded inbox. It's like sending a DM to a supermodel on Instagram. What chances do you even have of her replying to you amongst all the other dudes? But that's just one of the big problems. First, there's deliverability. Email service providers have gotten aggressive with spam detection. Now you gotta buy a new domain, warm them up for 3 or 4 weeks, set up proper authentication, DKIM, SPF, DMARC, and then monitor your sending reputation. And even after all of that work, one bad campaign can get your domain blacklisted into oblivion. I've seen it happen to clients who spent months warming up their domain, only to have it flagged after one aggressive campaign. After that, you can say goodbye to your emails, even landing in anybody's inbox. And don't even get me started on spam folders. When is the last time you checked your spam folder for important messages? That's what I thought. Even if your email technically delivers, there's a good chance that it will be sitting in the spam where it will never be seen. As I said before, spam filters have gotten smarter than ever, which means that you always gotta make new changes to your email and run new tests against every other additional protection layer that they add. Overall, it's one of the biggest hassle that never ends. But that's not all. Finally, there's the identity problem. When someone receives your email, they have no context to who you are. You're just another random name in their inbox. The lack of context makes it incredibly difficult to establish trust or credibility, which are essential with a business relationship. By nature, we prefer to deal with people that are familiar to us, whether it's our neighbor, friends, or whatever. The point is, nobody likes to talk to a stranger. And when you land in that inbox, that's what you are. Now, I'm not saying that cold email is completely dead. It still has its place in certain situations, but as an exclusive outreach channel, those days are over. Now that I'm done roasting the absolute shit out of cold email, you're probably wondering, why is LinkedIn outreach performing so much better? Well, it really comes down to 3 key factors: context, trust, and engagement. First, context. When you connect with someone on LinkedIn, they can immediately view your profile and understand who you are and what you do and who you work with. This builds trust instantly. Professional context makes your outreach feel less cold and more like a natural professional connection. A must if you want responses. This is something cold email gurus will attempt to do by using a variety of tricks up their sleeve. For example, hyper-personalizing the cold emails and picking incredibly specific lead lists. But unfortunately, you can't fully replicate the trust on cold email. But LinkedIn, on the other hand, you can avoid all the hassle, especially when you have mutual connections with that potential client. So instead of being a stranger, you're a mutual, making it more likely that they accept that request. People are a lot more inclined to put their faith in someone that they know, or at least are familiar with, which brings up the next factor, trust. LinkedIn is built around professional networks. When you reach out to someone, they can see mutual connections, your company, your experience, and even your content. If you want to learn how to build a LinkedIn profile that stands out, I made a video covering exactly that, which the link will be in the description. But don't click away yet, because that won't matter if you don't understand what I'm about to tell you. Trust signals dramatically increase the likelihood that someone will engage with your message. All of a sudden, you're not just some guy trying to sell me something. Now you're a real person with real connections, not just some random email. If you're actively on the platform, posting consistently, lots of connections, and a lot of experience, now you piqued my interest. Which brings us to the final point, engagement. LinkedIn users actively engage on the platform. They're there to network, learn, and connect with other professionals. This active engagement mindset makes them much more receptive to outreach compared to someone who's checking overflowing email inboxes. Think of it like going to a bar. You're there to chill with your friends and meet new friends. It might be scary at first, especially if there's a bunch of strangers all around. But then you have a drink or two, and your mutual friend walks into the bar. As you go to say hi, some more people come up to him to greet him. And boom, all of a sudden, they're not just strangers, and you feel a lot more comfortable with them. You exchange some more pleasantries, and after a short while, you guys become friends. That's the basis of any social media, especially LinkedIn. For example, we're working with a fintech company targeting CFOs at mid-market companies. Their cold email campaign generated 3% reply rates after 6 weeks of outreach. We shifted the same targeting and messaging to LinkedIn and immediately saw a 32% reply rate. It's more than 10 times higher engagement. The numbers speak for themselves. Now, you might be thinking, but Jordan, the big advantage of email is volume. I can send thousands of emails, but LinkedIn limits my connections. Well, here's the thing. This used to be true. LinkedIn limits your requests to 200 connection requests per week or 25 per day per account. But with tools like Reachium, you can now manage multiple LinkedIn accounts simultaneously, allowing you to achieve similar volume without the headaches of email. Plus, when you factor in the massive difference in response rate, the math clearly favors LinkedIn. 1,000 emails at 2% response rate is 20 responses. 300 LinkedIn connections with a 25% response rate, we're dealing with 75 responses. Which would you rather have? And don't even get me started on all the time and resources you need to keep your email in tip-top shape. So, how do you put this into practice? Well, here's a quick rundown on everything you need to know to get the juicy 25% reply rates I'm talking about. So if you're convinced that LinkedIn deserves more of your attention, let me give you guys a quick rundown on the key elements that you need for an effective LinkedIn outreach strategy. Number 1, profile optimization. Your LinkedIn profile is about you. It's about how you solve problems for your ideal clients. Make sure your headline clearly communicates the value you provide. Instead of financial advisor at XYZ firm, try helping business owners create tax-efficient retirement strategies. Number 2, personalizing connection requests. Generic connection requests scream, I'm about to sell you something. Instead, reference something specific from their profile or recent activity. Hi Sarah, I noticed you recently commented on an article about tax planning for business exits. I've been working with several business owners in a similar strategies. Would love to connect. Boom. You just increased your chance of being replied to at least 50%. Number 3 is value-first messaging. After connecting, focus on providing value before asking for anything else. For example, thanks for connecting, David. Based on your role at company, you might find resource on a relevant topic valuable. No strings attached, just thought it might be helpful. Most opportunities happen in the follow-up. Create a sequence about 3 to 5 touch points that gradually build the relationship before making any ask. Engage with your prospects' contents before and after connecting. This builds familiarity and trust, making them more likely to respond to your messages. Now, I know I've sort of been shitting on cold email this whole video, But the truth is you can actually get the best results by combining both platforms strategically. Here's how I do it. Initial contact via LinkedIn. This is your basic run-of-the-mill outreach where you connect with prospects, build relationships through valuable interactions, establish trust and credibility, and then move high-value conversions to email. Once you build up enough trust, then you can start using email too. Have longer, more detailed communications, share resources, case studies, proposals, and schedule and confirm those meetings. After you've locked in this client or potential partner, you've got to foster that relationship. Continue engaging with their content, share relevant insights, resources, and keep the relationship warm between formal touchpoints. This hybrid approach leverages the strength of each platform and gives you the absolute best results for your outreach. So which is better, cold email or LinkedIn outreach? I don't think I have the answer to that question. It's LinkedIn. With response rates 8 to 10 times higher than cold email, less technical overhead, and built-in trust mechanism, LinkedIn offers the best return on your outreach investment. That said, the most effective approach is to lead with LinkedIn and supplement with emails when appropriate. If you're still relying primarily on cold email, it's time to shift your strategy. The day of spray and pray email blasts are behind us. The future belongs to those who can build meaningful professional relationships at scale. If you're ready to transform your LinkedIn outreach, click the link below and book a free call with me and my team. We can help you turn your outreach into a money-making machine. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for everything LinkedIn. See you guys soon.